the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
And then court echo asetana nimina eye kwadu Office of the Special Prosecutor Yura Kisi Ajaben etimi abo former NPA Yura Mustafa Hamid na yebeka ya first no na case no count no ya mako 25 and then Kisi Ajaben ekokopie mu ewo court say count no every 25 eko 54 enye asem kotoana said ye anim no before ansa na Kisi Ajaben ebekwa akopie mu ewo court no ebi wo ha na waba abonten aba be press conference ansa na owia wakwa akopie mu ewo court nene enimgu asesem ekoso ewo court no na enye asem kotoana nyina ne se nsem special prosecutor beba be ka no ni press conference mo be se me de kwadu we aboyi afi okopie mu court no o sign esesa kwadu no afi o sesa kwadu no ewie na court esan bisa ho question afi Kisi Ajaben na ejina ho na enye asem koto na de yenko na yenko nkotie
OSP omo nso timi ba court there.
First of all, my member mo chokakra me twi ni nye de kakra na me ba.
Yeah, to betimi ya combine, no betimi dia frafra man.
Ma timi da se. Obi, what him say asem we there. First of all, no, we say June side no, and now omu hold the press conference by the end of June. No, omu there assembly be court.
Yes.
And at the end of June no, omu amfa assembly no court. And July so along the line omu there assembly no court no. Ye court na the clients no nyina pleaded not guilty to all the charges no against. And after that, omu adjourn case no up to August. First of all, I'm agenda up to October, but August no, I'm say young report it so that by October no, the friend disclosures of documents now file a witness statement so that you best start SM no around October. Now August no you call court a day or two to the court no, and I'm afraid catch say say charges no view. So a new charge sheet by that was in August. So yeah, no a original trial judge no now or legal vacation. So relieving judge no catch say yebeko yembra 20th October. And 20th October no yebe drew court 9 o'clock. And a court officials will catch say judge no or onya promotion echo court of appeal. So sisi no 1 year warrant via to me say ontina say na yendin komo and then yen the to me first about matter no ene. So some information no and before you appear from court and I date no and special prosecutor I'm running another charge sheet, fresh one. So a third one, nullifying a previous one, no say, new charge sheet no ana file. Now, everyone because when you're ready, if you don't go to court. When I catch you say this was the amount that people had embezzled and whatnot. Wouldn't say at the beginning, no my catch say Obia say. When we investigating Mustafa Hamid, any other accused persons now, almost say, first of all, UPP fund and now misappropriated. What you say? Yes. That was the basis of investigation now conducting. And charge the ban different from investigation now court and I catch your court say extortion. And extortion is now you be almost say why not complainant because extortion there they complainant never reported my special prosecutor say obi ba min chain and the demand this kana me manage for the sake of A or B and C and me when family say me must Africa so dey no nyina omo anka and first charge sheet no you pleaded not guilty and after that omo substitute second charge sheet before second charge sheet no could even be heard by the court no, on one substituted third charge sheet. Every time on one for different facts. And when you say every human being in this particular country, whether or not you are charged, you are innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
So for you to do expeditious trial, as special prosecutor, when you say the individual rights are inalienable in our constitution. So when you are ready, say court, you don't go. You take your time. And when you're ready, you go, and then you comply with court orders for disclosure and witness statement. Then we proceed from there.
But it is also normal in our practice, counsel, say, charge sheets will be amended, no? So, and out of the ordinary.
You don't understand what I'm telling you. Okay. I'm not saying that it is unlawful, say, who amend the charge sheet. That's not the argument.
Okay.
But I'm saying that who take who time, man, who file the charges, you are convicted, say, as a prosecutor, that you will secure conviction until otherwise.
Okay.
But you don't file charge sheet or who pleaded to all the charges not guilty. You come and substitute subsequently with new charge sheet. And then the third time you go to court, you come with a third charge sheet substituting. It only tells you that
when
you were not ready.
Yeah.
You only took the person to court and you are now going around fishing so that you could get more information and continue to amend. For how long can you do that? And you know the individual liberty is at stake.
Sure.
The unfortunate aspect, we say today the judge couldn't sit. If she had sat, would have drawn the court's attention to the fact that they are ready. They will discharge them and they will go.
Yeah.
If they are ready, they will come back to court.
Yeah.
But you can't do that because individual liberty is at stake.
Yeah.
Remember even that at the beginning, they came up with a press conference and they concluded that some UPPF fund had been misused. Now nobody is talking about UPPF fund anymore. The charges are completely different.
Really?
They're talking about extortion. Yes. They're talking about extortion. They are now talking about use of office for private gain and then conspiracy charges and etc. Nobody is talking about misuse of UPPF funds. Nobody is talking about somebody having been corrupted by the use of UPPF funds. It is now extortion. That's what the main charges are. And I don't have any problem. It is within their right to so do. But make sure that you are ready. Because we are ready. In fact, we are not the type of lawyers and now we want to be delaying the case with technicalities and etc. We want the case to be tried so that at the end, if our client is guilty, he's guilty. If he's innocent, he's innocent. And the case must come to an end. Otherwise, poor client, the thing is hanging around the neck, he can't do anything, he wants to sleep, he can't sleep, and etc. We rather want expeditious trial. And they are rather acting in manners that would delay the trial. That's unfortunate.
Cecilia, do we know the next court date?
Yes, we will be back in court on the 13th of November.
13th November, okay.
Yes.
Okay. And what it means is more court bill for your client to plead to the new charges
again. Yes. He has to plead to the new charges again. And then we will have to make fresh application to the court for bail and etc. Yeah. All over we are starting. I mean, you can't do that.
Wow.
You see? So the individual liberty is very important. And I think that the practice of prosecution in the media, just yesterday, they released cases. I mean, it's strange. It's strange. Attorney General office, now me a deputy Attorney General. Sometimes you bet me a 300, 400, 500 cases. We don't come out to publish cases that these are the cases we are going to court with in this month. And I mean, I've not seen that. If it is updates, yes, the law mandates them to update the public about cases they are prosecuted and how far. That's totally different from just coming out to say that it's October, courts have started sitting. So these cases we are in court with them. What's that? Just to let the public know you are working. Or what? So for me, we are ready to stand trial, and we are asking for expeditious trial. In fact, that should have been what the prosecution should be asking for. Expeditious trial. But rather their conduct, is taking us backwards. Because we are convicted that at the end of the day, we will go through the process. And we are convicted that justice will be served. Let us go through very quickly and very fast.
Yeah,
so that if they are guilty, they are guilty. If they are not guilty, they are innocent.
Very well.
And that will be done in court. So on the 13th, we are back in court. and we will urge on the court to prevail on them to do what is right and make the disclosures and file their witness statement, and let's start the matter. We are ready.
Very well. Is your client barred from traveling outside the country?
That's one of the issues. In fact, as part of the bail conditions, we deposited our client deposited his passport in the court.
Oh.
So if he has to travel, then he has to be through the permission of the honorable court.
Nsem-Pii.
You know, and all that, all sorts of inconveniences with stop orders at the various airports and etc. You know, individual liberty is curtailed, movement is curtailed. He's not a convict. But as I have indicated,
my initial comment on the OSP is that there must be a bipartisan audit of the OSP's office. There must be a bipartisan audit of the OSP's office. You see, the power to prosecute under Article 88 belongs to the Attorney General.
Yes.
But in this instance, the power to create the OSP came from Parliament. So and so Parliament must know what is going on in there. Somebody may say that the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament has oversight, and so we should be able to do it. But I'm saying that our partisan nature makes it difficult for us to do any frank work. As a nation, we have become too partisan. Obi, how can the Attorney General be lamenting about its difficulties to access information to enable it assist the OSP? And yes, information, Attorney General or Parliament, and yes, or Parliament, OSP, una will say open information, open say, we to anamobi. Attorney General, and say, wow, docket in a moment, docket in a bush, Attorney General Sankai. Opi a very serious matter. When who video of the Deputy Attorney General or lamenting, the Attorney General of the country lamenting the authority or no what say or your prosecution and wama will be. And you see, when you look at the OSP's Act, they are supposed to cooperate with all agencies of state. When you look at the OSP's Act, you see, make can't send be, can't send be, I can't. Then the people so say, a your train. Nana me ba for the sabi me tiny pa. Sabi say, o mine will be ye, and I may say, this will be, say, I'm no number 40 ya cross it. Yaki and Nimno, sabi chedium for the Achayan. Into a minor ye chitchery, and the amenchi my ye. Enti sabi enye nipa ana ese yesom no ese oman Ghana na yesom no enti niam be ma oman ni be ye ana ese ye ka ho asem ye tu ho anamo so ati ase obi Attorney General ese open information you are one of say sabi we are Attorney General Nsem-Pii so ati ase
yes.
Attorney General Nsem-Pii ni ye dia bo na ono kwa atesa ko obo wa kwa na kese otu mikako mpese busu nyenu na sabio uko SML ekoye search no ukoye search pe de yin so ti ase uko friend say kenofuyata friend say we also pe kenofuyata o maye but nipa kadi nyina e wa ha say all the actors no wo hye mlodie na onya ya wo di gira so eyisu Interpol red alert.
Yes.
It's Interpol red alert. Who is sure you're doing? So what you say? And they say, maybe something can say he doesn't need the presence of the of Kenofuriata to proceed with the investigation. I made that statement very respectfully. Sabre nipa chain also. And then Martin people is now coming to the table.
Yes.
Sabre will disagree with me. And then he's coming to the table. So what I say, let's now begin to interrogate that office because you see, the power to arrest, the power to investigate, the power to prosecute, which affects a person's liberty, you know, and yet idea at that form. And Tisa what the man will be sabi yamfa bani pane kwasa eno tina of the reasons why I've been concerned about the creation of the office of the special prosecutor. So, Nase on person that cooperative with Nipa to me no crasa and dia. Now, okay, Bisa who said, dear, now what this year? Is there indeed a docket on the on Kenoforiata? Into all these years, press conference, is there indeed a docket on Kenoforiata? In fact, is there indeed a prima facie case even against Kenoforiata? That's what I say.
Yes.
Minia.
Kenoforiata Nsem-Pii ana from last week.
Yes.
Ana man for a soldier egu OSP assume say asenia obekasa say special obekasa say you are former finance minister no ye be extra tina bagana na man for nti hu sem biom na nti dem pa na ekosu nti a ana ye hu nkrata bi ana OSP atro in June the ama chief of staff say anka aban emwa in the processor anka extradition say ye dey you are kind of free to be US ye dey about my emwa and chief of staff etro the command attorney general say because attorney general they should liaise with the OSP and then find a solution to it.
Okay.
And krata no no attorney general ebisa for docket investigation up to date any maybe proposed charges na hunyama say ye de kenofrata bo memu a ye bebo etua no.
Okay.
Enu nti anosab man say onfa nipa mienu emfi ni office Emra attorney general ho se na be a nkomo ne nkasa e nyina o be enwu adwuma. Ana special prosecutor sa show letter e de koma AG say okay. Nipa mienu a may recommend and me appointed from the office. And what be me memo docket no de. E no anka ho. And am focus say what start kaso nipa or a fugitive from justice na hunia man na say docket attorney general be say docket we. Na sa ho fa anko na say be investigation no kura wo ye wie. Nti kon ben so na wo si obi a fugitive of justice na hunia man. Nti weekend ni mu nsem na ye ne sources wo OSP office e kasa na o mo kire mu say docket no si e kasa de onwie na akanka kranka hunia makakra obewie na nya se boapayo na watena saa documents no so say attorney general ebisa no mbeso de bekwa koma no ebi kura aka say OSP no de nsan ko token no for ata asem no so se na be ya attorney general anka sanso entimi mfa hunia no so onya sana attorney general an article 88 or betting for case bi opebia no are investigated and prosecute in the ekosi ho so e hono no ana lawyer for bi so say attorney general say we wie the investigation and now say Ken of Furiata say omo memu ha na say or evidence against him he can file charges against him in absentia nti Martin Pebu ni other people actually mu say so share extradition process na very difficult there but say from first time I order the two wanted list we ba ene be 9-10 months each June wo sa de to Sonia Huniama chei na say Ken of Furiata say omo na say wo asem edimu etua no a utimi de call as enibia now file cases in absentia then the case will go on up until when a judge for ebe nti eno na de edi kan ewo OSP ho nsem ne to so mienu say ebe kai 2022
say in terms of the extradition no
yes
sisia ekonkon
ani
in the name say Ken eba na say Oma because I recall say time and OSP in the second press conference to declare him and as to re-enter his name on the list.
Wanted list.
Or can say or with two options.
Yes.
Either he comes voluntarily or he would force his return.
Yes.
It doesn't mean forcing a return.
And only a month for say extradition request don't say because government to government.
Yes.
So Attorney General so here information be our
yes.
Now the file request no at the DOG. Now say one fan koya. Now say wo.
And that information should come from OSP.
OSP because OSP na yes investigation no, and it is the basis of the information in the docket. And I bet me a code DOG say onipa we a ye peno e de na ba mamu ha no. Ye de na ba fi se we ni we nti.
Okay.
Aban ana asoye bia ye nhwehwemu a je say onipa na ye boni sei ana boni sei enti na ye de na ba enti say no say mfi OSP home ma attorney general ho a attorney general enti me put your own direct request
and OSP so far in country will be a wire on fast information and
exactly yes sources actually say